You guys saw yesterday the Switch 2 was revealed. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's watch the trailer. What do you guys think? I don't know if the audio, the trailer, the audio of the trailer they used. I don't know if it's copyrighted, so maybe just keep the Okami music in the background. I think that would be better. Maybe let me go down a little bit. And yeah, pretty basic reveal, right? Like just showing the form factor. Unfortunately, well, for anyone who is into these things, games, who is very quite invested, just a little bit invested in it. The leaks happening since like December. We already knew what the Joy-Cons look like and all of that, and there were obviously there are still stuff that we don't know. Like, for example, what does that other button does? There are some obviously guesses, educated guesses, or maybe even hopes and leaks, and always combined with a bit of reality. But apparently, there's people that saying that it's like a community hub type of. It's a button that takes you to a community hub. So yeah, that's always there's always a chance of that. I think for me, the biggest takeaway, other than obviously new Mario Kart, is the announcement of the direct. Right, this is like a little bit more elaborate. Hey, we're gonna have a direct that is going to focus on everything you want to actually know about the new system. Watching the trailer right now, I think the footage for Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart, looks quite a bit better than I remember the first time. Maybe because I'm now watching it in the big screen, in a big screen, and not on my phone like I did yesterday. But yeah, it seems like a lot more. The colors and the geometry, everything looks quite a bit better for some reason right now. A few things, for example, that they people have analyzed this frame by frame, and there seems to be something here, maybe some kind of item. We don't know what it does. But yeah, let's analyze that later. The other feature that they don't really mention or anything, but it's kind of implied by how they move the Joy-Cons here, is that, and because in this part it seems to be like infrared light, and yeah, it's very likely that it is going to be used as a mouse, you know. So yeah, that's also interesting. This is obviously a render, it's not like the real unit. Yeah, here this would be the how do you call it, to pair your controller to the console. Something that I'm worrying a little bit. It's stupid, but hear me out. Is that you can see when they attach them in this part, that this is color coded. This is blue, and this is blue. It matches. That's cool. The other one is red. But if they're gonna do like Joy-Cons from for other colors, which I would hope, because collecting Joy-Cons is, it's kind of funny, and I like having several colors and mix and matching sometimes. Sorry. But yeah, that's going to be maybe bother me a little bit. I know it's very stupid, but if you have these, like this is green, for example, I have a green and yellow that came with Mario Party, Super Mario Party. This is not matching. I don't know. It's a small pet peeve of mine. But yeah, it's stupid, I know, but something. So other things that you can see the change is you have here like the sensor for the backlighting. Let me put the music even a little bit more down. Actually, let me change the music. What should we do? Go with the Bowser. What? Oh, what did you do? There, here it is, extended. This is much louder. Let me get down. So yeah, this was a sensor for automatic lighting. It doesn't seem to be there anymore, or maybe it's better hidden. I'm guessing this, for example, we can see here. There's the this is going to allow to the deck to be to lock the switch on the deck. This is a USB-C connector, and to me it seems like these are the intakes for the for the fans inside the console. This is also going to be acting as a lock inside the dock, but they seem significantly larger than the first switch. Maybe I could show them in my camera. And they are a lot more like in the bottom instead of in the back. In the switch, in the OLED, I don't remember where in there. Let me check. Yeah, they don't exist in the OLED. You saw me there taking it. In the OLED, it doesn't have intakes. Maybe because it's aluminum, and maybe they don't need the fan to be that strong. They don't need that much air coming in through other places. I don't know, but yeah. These are much, they seem bigger and in a different location. So obviously all of that is going to take it's going to be important for when the system is docked, obviously, which is when the fans usually kick in a much higher way. And these are the exhausts, right? They have another USB-C. Most likely, it's going to be just for having a way to connect to be charging the console while you're playing it on tabletop, and even for handheld, right? Because when it was just in bottom in the original Switch, it was basically impossible to charge the system and play at the same time. There were some third-party like bases that you could use to elevate the system a little bit, so you could plug the thing to the wall, you know. But this is a good thing. I think it's a good compromise for the form factor. I don't know how cool it's going to look. Just having, I hope they have something where you can just like put on top of it, so you can close the gap, so it looks better. But also it could be USB-C is also used for several accessories, so it could be cool if you could connect something there. Maybe headphones. There are USB-C headphones. Although you have the regular 9 millimeters connector there for audio. But yeah, that would be. It gives them options, right, to do some other stuff with it. The new stand, the OLED already has like a adjustable type of like it's just the half of the system. You can open a flap and it feels really good. I guess this is a good compromise to not have like the whole thing having a separate whole separate flap. Being adjustable is also pretty cool. And in this part here, you can see this is like the port for the SD cards. The rumor is that it's going to be SD Express, which is a lot faster. And actually, now that I checked, price is not that much more expensive than the regular SD cards. It will be interesting. Maybe it will take your previous SD cards in case you have games there. I have like 8 SD cards because I don't like re-downloading stuff, so I keep buying more and more. I know that having like one big there's like 1 gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, terabytes SD cards now. But in those cases, if something happens, you lose everything. So I'm more of the having like several 256 gigabytes, and that's good. I have a few smaller ones that I just got when they were super cheap. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult to label them. But I think I have that pretty figured out. But yeah, those are the things like you can like see the changes. The exhausts look pretty big actually. The intake, sorry. You can see that they take significant part of the bottom of the unit. The game case seems to be in the same place as the original Switch. Yeah, now that I check both of them have it in the right part. And yeah, the Joy-Cons, slightly larger. Hopefully that helps because yeah, sometimes, for example, right now I'm playing Okami with the Joy-Cons for the motion controls, and they are not that comfortable. But also, let's remember that this is a console. The Switch was a console that was also very popular with the kids, and usually the Nintendo markets it as a whole family type of thing instead of just like young adults like PlayStation. and there's a lot more kits, and obviously having something that it's not that big so that they cannot handle them, it's important. But yeah, hopefully it's a little bit more um, comfortable to handle them. Seems to me like the sticks seems to be also a little bit bigger, which is also good. And I'm guessing that having this here being like a protruding part of the controller is going to help also give it like a better handle. Also the buttons, these are like 10-15%, maybe even 20% larger, not much of a difference. I don't have a problem with small buttons actually, so that was never a problem with me. But what I'm really happy is the shoulder buttons. They seem significantly larger, especially the C and L, the R and L buttons. They seem to be way bigger than the original Switch. Let me yeah, you can see that it uses like the whole shoulder part, while the original Switch is just, it has like a division between them. Maybe I can show here. There's like a division between the C and the L and the CL button. But in this Joy-Con, it's gone. You can see that they are both. There's no, obviously there's the different buttons, but there's not like a piece of plastic in between them. At least not here. Maybe below there's going to be a division, but not in the outside. So that is cool. And this other button seems to be the locking system. Well, I will talk a little bit about that. So apparently this could be the magnet. To me, the way they are clicking them when they put them on the unit, you're gonna see they go from the bottom. Oh, this is the other like big part. But let's leave that until later. When they are putting the Joy-Cons on the system, you can see that they go from the bottom. They put the bottom first and the top second, most likely because the part on the top is going to have the magnet that is going to like kind of lock them, and by using that button you're going to like deactivate that in some way. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, overall it seems like it's going to be a lot more sturdy, because now like these things fit directly into the system. Also the connector being like a bit larger, unlike the Switch where you put them on a rail that it's not really it's attached to the system but it's not part of the system. And I really like the look. I like the look. It's definitely the all black with just a bit of highlights to clearly differentiate it from any of the previous Switch, because obviously you can see here that it's just a larger Switch, right? It's just going to be a bigger unit. There's not much that you can do to differentiate this type of system, because you have to make it you have to make them, so you can use them as a handheld, and you're gonna need a big screen. So there's not much that you can do about it. So the only thing that can change is basically the Joy-Cons. And while they could be bigger, in the behind to make it them more like a nunchuck or more like a Steam Deck, I think going by the sleek design is the correct choice. So the already sleek design that the Switch had. So yeah, but having the the color scheme being clearly different from the previous Switch is gonna help it's gonna help people know that it is just a different system. See, you can see how it goes from the bottom to the they start in the bottom, and then the top is like likely the part where the magnet kicks in and maintains the Joy-Cons attached. And yeah, obviously the huge 2 there is going to be the main differentiator for people. You know, clearly people will see this giant 2 and know that this is not the same Switch. And let's go to the last feature, which is this one. So yeah, it seems like here they are exemplifying. Actually, I haven't seen this like frame by frame, but yeah, you can see here. This is without the like sleeve. There, the Switch original Switch Joy-Cons had like some sleeves that made the console, the controller a little bit larger, and the SL and the buttons, SL and SR buttons, a little bit protruding a little bit more. Sorry. And they had like the strap, so you in case you use motion controls, you don't, the safety stuff. So yeah, in this part we can see them without or maybe it has a sleeve already. No, there's like a sleeve there that allows them to have like some kind of a surface. You can see here in the bottom of this thing, it's like sliding portion that so you don't like scratch the surface or the controller. And yeah, it's currently going to be used as a mouse. So what they're going to be using that and that button there, sorry. To me, it seems like that other button. That seems, maybe it's a button, maybe it's just like something. But to me, it seems like it's going to be a button, so you can unhook it from the magnetic as well, from the magnetic to unlock the magnet in some way. But yeah, how they're going to use that, who even knows? There's obviously some genres that would be better with a mouse, but also how comfortable it's going to be using that in a sideways position. It's difficult to judge. To me, it doesn't seem like it's going to be too comfortable, but I mean, now that I'm doing it with the original Joy-Con, it doesn't seem too bad either, although you don't have like too much of an area to grab, and clearly the using one or other button, it's a little bit difficult to move your index finger between one and the other. But we'll see. Maybe they only use one button, right? After all, you have the other buttons on the side if you want to have like other actions. Obviously, RTS is for genres like RTS or for creating stuff. For creative stuff is like Mario Maker or maybe some kind of Mario Paint. Using past IPs, Art Academy and stuff like that. It will be it's an interesting thing. Hopefully they, just like the Switch, they support well, I think only keyboard. I think I don't know if the Switch supports mouse, but it definitely supports keyboard. So maybe they also allow you to use your own mouse in case you don't want to use the Joy-Cons, but that allows them to integrate them into software in case in a way that they want to, and just make sure that everybody has a way to use some kind of mouse control. when you're basically bundling one or two, actually two mouse controllers. So yeah, it's interesting. I've seen some people say that it's going to be integrated into like Mario and stuff like that, just Mario, regular Mario or 3D Mario or something like that. Like, it makes almost no sense to me. Just force it. And in the past, it's not like Nintendo has forced any forced stuff on, like, for example, in 3D World, you don't use the gamepad in most cases, or in Odyssey you were not using the infrared camera that the right Joy-Con had. So yeah, I think that it's not really something to be worried about. And if they are integrated, I'm almost sure that it's going to be some kind of optional stuff. I think Nintendo is past those forcing gameplay stuff unless it's completely necessary. But yeah, it's going to be quite, I'm really interested. And the other was, well, the button, right? This button here, which they didn't label. I'm guessing they want to keep still things unrevealed until their other presentation, until the Direct in April. Most likely it's going to be an integral stuff. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's a good guess to think that it's going to be some sort of community stuff, because, well, that's a lot very, very popular nowadays. Basically, you need to have some sort of community for everything, and because it's very, very popular, people really like sharing their screens and being constantly communicated with as many people as they can. And yeah, I guess that's a good guess, and it would be a good idea. Hopefully it's well implemented. But yeah, not much really. There's really not much to say. It's just an iterative hardware. It's going to be doing basically almost anything that the original Switch could do, is with the exception of the infrared camera, which seems to be absent. So things like Labo and stuff like that is not going to work. Labo and what was One to Switch, right? Were like basically the only Nintendo franchises that use it. Maybe some third parties used it. I'm not really sure. I don't remember using it a single time because I don't have One to Switch. I have Ring Fit, but I don't think that. I think it helps for the. It takes your heart rate with the infrared camera. On Ring Fit, it could track your heart rate before and after your workout. So yeah, very niche uses. So yeah, not much to talk about that. And in the end of the trailer, you can see they tell us that some Switch software is not going to work on the Switch 2, most likely because of that. I'm sure there's going to be maybe a few third parties that may need some kind of patch, and if they don't patch them, they may not function properly or not have like every feature. But yeah, that's par for the course, right? There's really not that many devices that are compatible with everything that past hardware did. But yeah, I think the trailer does its job. It's just it's another Switch, It seems to be doing pretty well when it comes to the popularity and likes and views and all of that. So it seems like it's being well received. But yeah, if you are like me or like most people who visit forums or are terminally online, it's a term that I liked I like the way it sounds. But yeah, if you are one of those people, you already knew about this. We knew the only things that changed, for example, with the Joy-Cons, basically. The other is just like a large screen. And thanks to the leaks, we already knew about it. So yeah, obviously there's not much to discuss, not much to it may not be like that exciting, but other than this, I think it's cool to see the new Mario Kart. There are also seen people in forums say that they don't know if it's a new Mario Kart or no. Come on, like, I think those are people though who really have never touched Mario Kart or Mario Kart 8 or anything, which would be understandable. You know, not everybody has to play the same games, but anyone who played like Mario Kart 8 for more than 5 hours know that this is a new course, that it looks quite different from character models. Lightning seems pretty similar actually, but and you can see here in this part that there are like 24 starting points. So yeah, that means it's going to be like double the racers at the same time. And yeah, although obviously this is a very low resolution trailer, and this is also you know, it's added in post-production. It's not like this is something that it's being really played, because this is clearly a render. It's difficult to judge how different the graphics are, but we know that the graphics are starting to blend a little bit, and Mario Kart 8 was already a really good looking game. Like, if you, in some shots, in some ways, it almost looked like a PS4 game in some aspects. So yeah, I don't see a problem with this footage at all. Other thing that I've seen is the bezels. People complaining about the bezels. Yeah, I would prefer if there was no bezels, but I think it's a way to protect the actual area of the screen. I think if you have a Switch, you know that the dock usually can scratch the screen because of how you, depending on how carefully you put it in and out. But it's a common thing to have like a scratch. So I think it's necessary for having like that kind of buffer, so it doesn't actually scratch the screen part, even though this is also like crystal, and so yeah, I think it's necessary. I also wish there was no bezel. It will look better, but it's not something that really bothers me too much. And yeah, when it comes to Mario Kart, you could see there that there's clearly different paths. Maybe a good guess would be that just like the Mario Kart Tour, the mobile game, every lap is different. It could also be that there's different configurations for each for the tracks. I haven't noticed that there's like a pit stop here. It's going to be interesting what they do. I've seen people to say that it's going to be like kind of open world, like Forza Horizon or stuff like that. I really don't think so. My best guess would be that it is either different configurations each lap, or there's going to be like, this is a huge map and there are like 3 or 4 configurations for every environment, which will be cool. Others have suggested that maybe there's going to be like different because of the carts. I think Rosalina is riding on a snow, uh, a snow vehicle. So maybe there's going to be um different environments, or uh, the environment is going to change throughout the course, or throughout the tracks. Who knows? Everything is speculation. We know nothing about it. Here you can see Rosalina on a snow plower, and Daisy here is like in a boat or jet ski. I don't know, but it has wheels. But yeah, other than that, the models look different. Everything seems a lot more bouncier. So yeah, I think the animation is going to be much better. I think that's going to be the main differentiator. I think we can see also that there maybe the gravity gimmick of 8 is going to be returning in some way, because I doubt you could like maintain a good speed in this super steep ramp. We can also see the new Donkey Kong design. Bowser, when compared to the Mario Kart 8 model, is also quite different. The head is not so big. So yeah, I think it's cool. It looks cool, and this looks like a huge track. Like, what the hell is that? Straight looks pretty big. Maybe there are more paths. I mean, I think this is the reason people are thinking that maybe it's an open world type of game, because it seems like there are no rails here at all, so you could easily go outside of the track, and there seems to be like an off-road. So yeah, the possibilities are there. Hopefully it's I just want more Mario Kart. Mario Kart is great, and being alone, 24 people online is going to be crazy. I don't know how they're going to handle items. So I think a lot of things are going to be changing. So yeah, like I said, I think the trailer does its job, which is telling people who didn't know that there were leaks, telling them that a new console is going to be out this year, and that it's a little bit bigger, that their games are going to work. Most of their games are going to work on the Switch 2. We can see the difference in size here perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but I mean, they are side to side, so you can see that they are quite bigger. I wonder if the hands are the same. If the hands were the same, I think they would. It would be a good way exercise to see how it's going to be, how different it's going to be to my handling. But we'll see. And I think the most important part for people who already knew the leaks and all of that, for those of us who are kind of obsessed about things, is this. I think this is the important part. The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, which is in a bit more than 2 months. That's going to be that's quite exciting. I'm wondering how they're going to handle it. The guy who leaked this thing, which I thought it was kind of weird, like what is the point of leaking 3 days before a trailer comes out, that a trailer is going to come out? Like, I don't see the point there, but okay, he was right. And he says that there's a possibility of another Direct in February for the reminders of the Switch games. Most likely, I guess, it's going to be for third parties. My idea is that the main supporters for the Switch after the Pokemon CA game is going to be third parties. I don't think third parties are going to abandon the system that fast, even though everyone says that it's old and that they don't want it anymore. Nobody wants a Switch, blah blah blah. I think third parties are going to still release a lot of their games. Obviously, which third parties is important, right? Who are the third parties that support the Switch? You have like Marvelous and Konami, who had like Bomberman, and who were very successful on the Switch. The Momotaro Densetsu in Japan was like a uber hit, like 4 millions, and the sequel did another 2 million. And with games that are like really, cheap to make, Nipponichi, all those kind of developers and publishers are the ones that are going to continue alongside with most indies. And I think the Switch 2 is still going to have a couple of years after the successor launches without any type of problem. And I think a direct for them, for those third parties, alongside maybe just dating Metroid Prime 4 and giving more information about Pokemon, although there's going to be a Pokemon Presents as well. So I'm guessing the Pokemon ZA is going to be there. Metroid Prime 4 is going to be in the Direct, if there's a Direct. And those are going to be the last games from Nintendo for the original Switch. I'm guessing they're going to be all in on the Switch 2. They want to transition everyone, or as many people as possible, to the new console, because obviously that gives them more revenue, more profits in case they sell it for a profit. And that keeps them in one. The idea of making the handheld and the purpose of the Switch was to have a single device, right? One single device where all of the development efforts from Nintendo themselves were all concentrated. So they didn't have those huge problems that they started having with the Wii U, and since even ever since console games started to be a lot more difficult to make and taking a long time to come out. So yeah, I think that will be the main reason for them to like move quickly to a new system, so that they don't have to develop for two systems at the same time. But we'll see. I mean, those are just my opinions. I think the Switch 2 is going to be considerable more expensive. Like you can get a Switch Lite for what? 150 is? Or 200? I don't remember. But it's relatively cheap. The OLED is 350. I'm thinking the Switch 2 is going to be at least $50 more expensive than the OLED, and there's quite a possibility of it being even bigger, and there being a bigger difference. So maybe 450, who knows? But yeah, they having an option, an option for people who maybe don't want to spend that much for a couple of years. Is going to be important for them, or something that they may want to do. But yeah, overall I mean the trailer was nothing groundbreaking for me. For most people who are always online and very interested in this stuff, but I think it did its job to communicate to a larger scale that there's a new console coming this year, and we're gonna learn more about it in this date, which is April 2. A lot of people thought that it was going to be February 4 and got like super excited. Me, because I think the UK trailer came first and they used a different nomenclature for the dates. I used that nomenclature, so I knew it was April, but a lot of people got fooled and thought that it was going to be February. But yeah, that is the Switch 2. I think it was, like I said, serviceable trailer, just to get to let people know at large that there's a new console coming. And although Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart is quite exciting for a lot of people, there's also going to be people who wanted to see more games or something like that, right? People weren't maybe expecting too much from a first reveal. I remember the PS5 was revealed with like an interview. the Wire or something, in Wired, I think. So yeah, there's different approaches, right? To confirm that something is coming. We knew it was coming. If you are always online or you are interested, you knew also how it was going to look. So this is not a surprise. But I think the important thing to take is that this is the date where we're going to learn basically everything about the console. I think that's cool. So yeah, that's going to be it for the Switch 2 talk. I'm really excited about it. More than the Switch 2, I'm excited about what new games the big developers from Nintendo are going to make. What is the Mario team doing? What is the Zelda team doing? What is the Mario Kart and Animal Crossing and the Splatoon teams? Maybe they are splitting them now because Mario Kart, for example, Mario Kart and I think Mario Kart and Animal Crossing share most of the same developers, or the same EPD as they call them. The same division. Maybe they are splitting them so that they can work on several games at the same time. And who knows? That's the interesting part for me. So I just want to know, obviously, also which third parties are going to be supporting them. Nowadays, it's difficult for third parties to do exclusives, so I'm not expecting many of them. I'm sure that Nintendo may have done some, maybe doing. I'm actually quite sure that they are making some deals with some third parties for, especially because the first year is so important to have like a right cadence of software. Although I think that's a little bit minimized because the Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible, and a lot of the early adopters are going to be people who already have a Switch. So most likely they already have some games that they may have not played yet from the original Switch. For example, I haven't played Echoes of Wisdom or Brothership. Most of the games that came out this past year I didn't get because I have a lot of more games to finish. So they are there, and I'm sure I'm gonna want to play them at some point. And even when there's like a lull, or maybe not that much software coming out for in this year, I could check them out even if I already have a Switch 2. So I think that problem is a little bit minimized. Still having a right cadence of new stuff coming out, it's very important. So I'm sure that Nintendo may have done, or maybe doing some deals to have like software from third parties to fill the void between their releases. So yeah, I think that's the most important thing for them, to have like the right software that is going to be on this date. So yeah, to me that's the main takeaway of this. So yeah, that's enough ranting. Let's go to the games.